The night splits open with a scream that does not come from a mouth. It rises from the earth itself. From the cracked ground beneath a lonely hut at the edge of the forest. A sound older than grief. Older than fear. A sound that makes dogs whimper and birds fall silent in mid-flight. Inside the hut, a man kneels in darkness, his forehead pressed to cold soil. His hands shaking around a carved wooden mask slick with fresh blood. Not his blood. Not yet. Outside, the wind circles like a hungry spirit. Inside, something has begun. Something that cannot be undone. By dawn, a woman who once laughed at her husband's poverty will beg the ancestors for mercy. By sunset, the entire village will learn that mocking a man's destiny is the same as mocking the gods. And the price for that mistake is always paid in full. If you're new to the channel, kindly hit that subscribe button, give this video a like, and don't forget to share it with your friends. We'd also love to know, are you watching from Nigeria, the UK, or the USA? Drop it in the comments below. Long before screams split the night, before blood touched sacred wood, before spirits woke from their sleep, there is a village called Umura. Umura rests between two hills like a child cradled in cupped hands. Red earth, low clay houses, tall palm trees whispering secrets to the sky. Every morning, smoke rises from cooking fires. Every evening, drums speak to the stars. Life in Umura is simple. But simple does not mean easy. Here a person is measured by what they own. By how many goats bleat in their yard. By how wide their compound stretches. By how loudly their name is praised. And in Umura, few names are praised. One of them is not Kalu. Kalu owns nothing that makes people look twice. No herd. No fat barns. No carved doors. No wives with heavy gold around their necks. Only a narrow hut with a leaking roof. Only a small farm that fights drought every season. Only hands hardened by labor. Kalu wakes before the rooster. Every day. He steps outside while the stars still cling to the sky. He washes his face with cold water from a clay pot. He whispers a short prayer to the ancestors. Then he walks to his farm. He clears weeds. He digs. He plants. He waits. Sometimes the harvest is good. Most times it is barely enough. Yet Kalu never curses the soil. Never spits in anger. Never raises his fist to the sky. He believes the earth listens. He believes patience is a form of strength. Inside his hut sleeps his wife Sade. Sade is beautiful. Not the soft beauty of morning light. The sharp beauty of fire. High cheekbones. Bright eyes. A voice that carries. Men notice her. Women watch her. Sade once dreamed of living in a house with carved pillars. Of wearing cloth dyed in rare colors. Of walking through the market with people bowing their heads. She imagined a husband whose shadow makes others step aside. But Sade married Kalu. At first she tells herself love is enough. At first, she tells herself patience will turn into wealth. Years pass. Nothing changes. Love becomes thin. Patience becomes heavy. Resentment begins to grow like rot beneath smooth wood. Sade starts to look at Kalu differently. Not as a husband. As a mistake. When Kalu brings home small bundles of yams, Sade sighs loudly. When Kalu repairs holes in the roof with mud, Sade laughs. When Kalu thanks the ancestors for another day of life, Sade rolls her eyes. Her words grow sharp. Her silence grows sharper. Neighbors notice. They whisper. Some pity Kalu. Some mock him. Sade does not care. She wants the world to know she is unhappy. She wants Kalu to feel small. One evening, the market square buzzes with excitement. A wealthy trader from a distant land arrives with a long line of donkeys. Brass bangles. Silk cloth. Cowrie shells spilling from leather sacks. Children run behind him. Women gather around him. Men greet him with deep bows. Sade watches from a distance. Her eyes burn. She watches the traders' wives. Their wrists heavy with jewelry. Their clothes glowing in the fading sunlight. Sade feels something twist inside her chest. That night, Kalu returns home with a small fish and a handful of cassava. He places them carefully on a wooden tray. Sade stares at the food. Then she laughs. Not a soft laugh. Cutting one. A laugh that slices. She lifts the tray. Holds it up. Is this the wealth you promised me? Her voice echoes against the mud walls. Kalu says nothing. Sade steps closer. So this is my life. Eating scraps while other women feast. Kalu opens his mouth. No words come. Sade circles him like a hunter. Do you know what people call you in the market? Silence. They call you the man who married above his destiny. Her words land like stones. Look at you. Hands full of dirt. Pockets full of nothing. Kalu lowers his eyes. Sade's voice grows louder. You are not a man. You are a shadow pretending to be human. Something flickers across Kalu's face. Not anger. Not hatred. Quiet. He turns away. Sade laughs again. Run to your farm. Maybe your yams will crown you king. Kalu steps outside. The night air feels heavy. The moon hides behind clouds. He walks without direction. Past his farm. Past the edge of the village. Toward the forest. Few people enter the forest after dark. Old stories cling to those trees. Stories of spirits that watch. Of paths that move. Of voices that lure. But Kalu keeps walking. His chest feels hollow. Not because he is poor. But because he is unseen. He kneels beneath an ancient Irako tree. Its roots rise from the earth like giant fingers. Kalu presses his forehead to the ground. His breath shakes. For the first time in his life, tears fall. Not loud. Not dramatic. Silent tears that soak into dust. He whispers. Ancestors. If I am cursed, show me. If I am blind, open my eyes. If my destiny sleeps, wake it. The forest listens. Wind slides through leaves. Branches creak. Then a sound. Like wood tapping stone. Kalu lifts his head. Between two roots sits something. Half buried. Covered in dirt. A wooden mask. Dark. Smooth. Carved with a face that looks neither angry nor kind. Just knowing. Kalu's heart pounds. He has never seen this mask before. Yet it feels familiar. As if it has been waiting. He reaches for it. The moment his fingers touch the wood, the forest exhales. Not wind. Breath. Warm. Heavy. Kalu pulls his hand back. The mask does not move. He stares at it. Every story he has ever heard screams danger. Sacred objects are not found. They reveal themselves. And revelation always demands a price. Kalu stands. He should leave. He should run. But something inside him refuses. He kneels again. Slowly. Carefully. He lifts the mask. It is heavier than it looks. Cold. Yet pulsing. Not like a heartbeat. Like something deeper. Kalu wraps it in his cloth. He does not know why. He only knows he cannot leave it behind. When Kalu returns to his hut, Sade is asleep. He places the mask under his sleeping mat. He does not touch it again. Not that night. Not the next day. But things begin to change. Subtle at first. Kalu wakes before dawn as always. He goes to his farm. But the soil feels different. Softer. Richer. The village elders notice Kalu's rise. They call him for a meeting. They ask how he became so prosperous. Kalu bows. I worked. Waited. I listened. They nod. But unease lingers. One night Sade throws a feast. Palm wine flows. Drums thunder. People dance. Sade wears gold. Heavy. Bright. She stands in front of everyone. She raises a cup. Let us celebrate my patience. If I had left this man, he would still be digging holes in shame. The crowd laughs. Kalu sits quietly. The mask rests hidden beneath his clothes. The voice whispers. Tonight truth will walk barefoot. Sade continues. Some men are born useless. Mine only survived because I tolerated him. Something in the air changes. Drums falter. Wind pushes through the compound. Torches flicker. Kalu stands. Slowly. Only. He walks to the center. He looks at Sade. Not with hatred. With sorrow. He reaches beneath his cloth. He lifts the mask. Gasps ripple. No one has seen it before. The wood seems to absorb firelight. Kalu speaks. Every word spoken from pride returns to its owner. He places the mask on his face. The world bends. A low hum rises. Not loud. But laugh. What is this foolishness? Her laughter dies mid-breath. Her mouth opens. Words spill. Not her voice. Layered voice. Many voices. I despised him when he was poor. I married him for hope, not love. I mocked him in secret. I cursed his destiny. I wished he would die so I could marry rich. The crowd freezes. Sade's hands clutch her throat. She cannot stop speaking. Tears stream. I laughed when men insulted him. Called him useless. I called him nothing. Screams erupt. People step back. Kalu removes the mask. Silence crashes. Sade collapses. The truth hangs in the air like smoke. Heavy. Unavoidable. The elders rise. Their faces dark. They understand. This is not trickery. This is spiritual justice. Sade crawls toward Kalu. She grips his feet. Her voice returns to normal. Broken. I didn't mean it. I was angry. Forgive me. Kalu looks down. He feels pain. But also clarity. The mask does not punish. It reveals. The village banishes Sade. Not with whips. Not with stones. With silence. She is sent away at dawn. No jewelry. No fine cloth. Only a small bundle of food. Kalu watches her walk into the red dust. He does not smile. He does not cry. He feels empty. In light. Days pass. Kalu grows quieter. Wealth surrounds him. But loneliness settles. One night, Kalu returns to the Irako tree. He kneels. He holds the mask. I have seen the truth. Have learned. What remains? The voice returns. Power was never your destiny. Humility was. You have completed the circle. The mask grows warm. Then cold. Then light. Cracks. Split. Turns to dust. The forest breathes out. Kalu returns home. He lives simply despite his wealth. He feeds the hungry. He employs the poor. He never mocks. He never boasts. People respect him. Not for his riches. For his spirit. Years later, travelers tell the story. Of a woman who mocked her husband's poverty. Of a man who touched ancient destiny. Of a mask that forced truth to speak. And elders end every telling with quiet words. The mouth that laughs at another man's shadow does not know how close darkness truly is. For destiny walks with bare feet. And it hears everything. If you're new to the channel, kindly hit that subscribe button, give this video a like, and don't forget to share it with your friends. We'd also love to know, are you watching from Nigeria, the UK, or the USA? Drop it in the comments below.